Hey everybody, Joe here with another edition of 360 Comics. Today we're going to be talking about Free Comic Book Day, and not the free books that I picked up, but the stuff that I paid for, because I went to two stores with some incredible sales and came home with a nice stack of books. I had a really busy weekend and had to delay the drawing for our 7,000 Instagram follower giveaway, so you have until tomorrow night, Tuesday, May 10th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on Instagram. I'll be picking a winner for this book right here. If you haven't entered yet, definitely head over to Instagram and enter that, and then we'll be announcing our 2,000 subscriber giveaway here on YouTube. So normally on Free Comic Book Day, I like to stay local and hit up a couple LCSs in my immediate area. Usually I grab the free books, but then also buy some things, even if it's just bags and boards, to support those local businesses. But this year I was out of the area. I was up in North Jersey visiting a friend for the weekend, so I had to improvise a little bit. I still was able to make it out to two shops, both of which had some pretty insane sales, up to 50% off of books, and I got some great stuff, so let's check it out. I woke up bright and early on Saturday morning and got to Zap Comics in Wayne, New Jersey around 7:30, about a half an hour before they opened at 8. And there was already a line of about 100 people. I asked the first guy in line what time he had gotten there, and he said midnight, with a couple people behind him saying that they'd been there for a few hours. That's what happens when a solid comic shop has a 50% off sale. People line up for those deals. Anyway, it took me about an hour to get inside, but fortunately I was standing in line with some really cool guys, and we chatted it up. So hey, if you're watching, shout out to you guys. You made my hour-long wait a lot more enjoyable. Like I said, 50% off pretty much everything comic book related. They had sales on toys and stuff. And this is a store that I've bought from before, but never been to the actual location. I've seen them set up at various shows and conventions in New Jersey. And I knew their stuff was good, so I was really happy to go check out their brick and mortar location. First up, we've got Hit Monkey #1. This has got a show tied to it right now on Hulu. People are looking for this book. It is a lower print run book because it's kind of like a random one. So it's pretty expensive. Now, this copy was listed at $20 because it does have about 10 or so spine ticks down the side. It's not super high grade by any means, but nonetheless, this book really doesn't sell for like less than $20, $30, even in this kind of condition. And it was half off. So I only paid $10 for this Hit Monkey #1. Definitely okay with that. Next, we've got Batman 405. This is the second book of the, Year 1 run, and it is the first appearance of Carmine Falcone, a major player in Gotham City and one who we just saw on the big screen in the Batman. I really loved the interpretation of the character I forget that actor's name, but he was from Rounders and a bunch of other supporting roles. Really liked that guy. He did great, and I love this run, and I think this is a seriously underrated first appearance, considering Carmine Falcone has been used so many times. Long Halloween, the Batman, all that stuff. Anyway, on to the next. We got another Batman key here. This one's a lot more recent. This is Batman 89 from the Tynan run, and this is the first cameo appearance of Punchline, and this is the second printing. They had it marked at $10, so I got it for $5. That seems like a steal, even for the second printing of the first Punchline. Even better than that was this book I paid $3 for. It's the third printing, and again, it was marked at $6. I paid $3. Definitely happy about that. I have never seen this before. You see these Toy Biz and Marvel Legends versions of comics all the time with the not for resale down at the bottom, and these came with toys and action figures and stuff like that. But I personally have never seen this cover before. This is a reprint of X-Men 451, which is the first time X-23, Laura Kinney, is in the Uncanny X-Men run. She's obviously in NYX first. That's her first appearance and stuff, but this is when she's integrated into the X-Men comic books in the mainstream continuity. And a lot of people like her first two appearances in X-Men better than they like NYX, because it's that more of that mainstream continuity. It's the character that we really know as X-23. Anyway, this does have a different cover, so it's a kind of a variant, and I've never seen this one before, and I was happy to pick it up for, I think they had it marked at $4, so I paid $2, and I looked on eBay, and they kind of sell for like $10 all day, so very happy for that one. Same with this, Ghost Rider number 31, the first full appearance of the Midnight Suns, a book that I've been grabbing and holding on to. It was $20 and marked down to 10. This one is still in the poly bag, which can yield a pretty high grade, but more importantly than that, I probably would not have spent $10 on it had it not been a newsstand copy. Got to look for that for 90s books, and yeah, definitely pick this one up. And yeah, I'll probably be holding on to this for a while, because I think we're eventually going to see a Midnight Suns or Midnight Suns-esque team in the MCU once they introduce some more horror elements, which, after watching Multiverse of Madness, it seems like it's coming. I'm not going to say any spoilers or anything, but yeah, definitely more of a horror-based movie there. This was an awesome score for just $2.50. That's less than cover price. It's the second printing of Amazing Spider-Man 55. The Gleason variant, this one is red. First printing was white. Third printing is blue. There was a second printing ratio variant that was a white background with black. Gotta look out for those. If you follow me on Instagram, I just posted my whole 9.8 set last week. Stoked to pick this up for just $2.50. Then another recent variant book right here, we've got Timeless, and this is the second printing featuring the Miracle Man logo on it. And this book sells for $20, $25 pretty regularly on eBay. They had it at $20, so I got it for $10. Seems like a good deal to me. Last but not least, we've got Oblivion Song number 1. I've been picking up copies of this book because this property has been optioned and sold, and I believe Jake Gyllenhaal is attached to it. I think he's actually attached as both director and lead actor, if I'm remembering correctly. I forget exactly, but nonetheless, this was marked at $10, so I paid only $5 for Oblivion Song number 1. Basically, cover price on this $3.99 book, just $1 more. And we know that it's at least, in development somewhere along the way. Obviously, these things can get canceled, so it's not a sure bet or anything like that, but for $5, I'm going to pick up a book like this and do a little speculation on it. Now, the last thing that I got from Zap before we move on to the second store was a pretty nice slab. It's a 9.8. It's a CBCS slab, which I really don't have many of in my personal collection, but this probably is going to stay there. Might end up sending it into CGC at some point, just because I'm kind of a freak about things matching, but at the same time, I don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk this coming back at 9.6 or something like that. This is Batman 656. This is the first full appearance of Damian Wayne. His first cameo actually holds more value because it is a significantly better cover, at least in my opinion. It's like a red background with Batman on the front. This cover's cool, but it is not as cool in my opinion. So yeah, first full appearance of Damian Wayne at a 9.8. They had this marked on, I think at 150. 150 was the price, and 50% off. They had 50% off the slabs too, which is crazy. You don't see that very often. And I looked up at the wall when I walked in, an hour after they opened, and a lot of holes on the wall, which means a lot of people grab some great stuff already. But I was able to get this, I think probably because it's a CBCS slab, it was still up there. In reality, it shouldn't have been, because all the sales of this book there was one CBCS sale at like 130, and all the CGC ones were between 150 and 200. So marked at 150, this thing was $75 after the 50% discount. Can't go wrong with that, easy double up on that one. So I'm really happy to have this one, again, staying in the personal collection at least for now. And I'm a big Damian fan. Let's move on to the second store, which I hit up much later in the day. On my way back down to the Philly suburbs from North Jersey, you know I had to hit up my favorite New Jersey comic book shop, Phantasm Comics in New Hope, Pennsylvania. This store is great, and they're kind of just within my local area. They're about a half an hour, 35 minutes from me, so it's not a place that I really can go every single week, but I try to go, once or twice a month whenever time permits for me to get up there. And they've always got great stuff coming in and out, and Greg runs a really good shop with some great prices. Anyway, they did a 50% off sale today, just like Zap. Their slabs, though, were only 25% off. Still a great bargain if you're looking for graded books. And I went through some stuff. I got there pretty late. In fact, 15 minutes before they closed at 5:45, I walked in the store because I was driving from North Jersey and got there just in the nick of time, and was able to spend 15 minutes doing a whirlwind through the store, checking out the back issues, checking out the wall, and of course those dollar bins that were marked down to 50 cents, and they're Phantasm's dollar bins are some of the best in the area. For sure, definitely check them out. Anyway, from the back issues, we've got Amazing Spider-Man 400. This is a book that I fondly remember from when I was a kid, a book that I owned, and I might even still have my original copy, I forget. But this is the death, quote-unquote, of Aunt May. She's not really dead, obviously. She comes back. Her soul was just taken, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, we saw Aunt May actually die in Spider-Man No Way Home. And, if that's a spoiler for you, you had 4 months to watch the movie. And I apologize, but come on, get on it. Anyway, this book, it's a minor key. It's a milestone issue as well. Kind of sells between $10 and $20 depending on condition. But they had it at 10, marked down to 5 with that 50% off. So I picked up a copy. Another ASM book we've got here is number 611. And this is a classic cover by Scotty Young featuring Spider-Man and Deadpool. Spider-Man with all these like pouches and stuff like the 90s, especially around, Deadpool and his creator, Rob Liefeld. This is the first printing of this book. The second printing is actually significantly more valuable because it was a much lower print run. The way you can tell them apart is the word bubble. Deadpool just has the Deadpool emblem there, but on the second printing, it's got some text. I forget exactly what he's saying, but nonetheless, this is still a great book. Sells for about $30, $35, and they had it marked at 30, marked down to 15. I'll take that one. I forget if I have one of these already. If I do, I'll sell this one. If I don't have this one, I'll keep it. Anyway, we got Batman, The Killing Joke, the Alan Moore classic graphic novel, square-bound story here. This is the third printing of the book, and this was a great price. They had it at $12, which means I only paid $6 with the sale. I was thinking about collecting every printing. I believe there's seven printings of this book, all with different colors on the trade dress. Green being the first printing. Obviously, this one yellow being the second, and I forget what all the other ones are, but there's like pink and red, and I thought about collecting all of them, and I might end up doing that. Speaking of the Joker, we've got this awesome creepy Joker cover. Who does this? I'm actually not sure who does the cover art here. Bolin maybe? Oh, yeah, it says Bolin on the side. This is Legends of the Dark Knight number 50, and look at that cover. I love this creepy Joker and cat cover. This run does not have a lot of books of value. This is one of them, though. And they had this for $8, which means I only paid $4 for it. It's like a $10 to $12 book. One that people really like, especially Joker cover collectors. Speaking of Joker covers, here's another one. This was in the 50-cent bin. And I got there late. I got there 15 minutes before they closed. This had sat in the 50-cent bin all day, and no one had grabbed it. And I actually got a couple good things from the 50-cent bins. You got to go through those. There's always value in there at pretty much every shop that has 50-cent or dollar bins. You just got to dig and find it. This is Batman 570. It's the second in continuity appearance of Harley Quinn, and it's got a great Joker cover. Is Harley in this cover as well? No, she's not. That's just a chair he's sitting on. I thought Harley was next to him. But nonetheless, it's a key. It's a great cover, and it's one that I don't think I had. So this one's going to stay in the PC. picked it up for 50 cents, basically free. Then this book, I will always pick this up when I find it in dollar bins and stuff because it's a $15 book. X-Men 25, Magneto removes Wolverine's adamantium in this issue. It's got this foil thing on it. Watch out because there's multiple printings of this book. And the basic version, the regular cover A is actually the least expensive. There's one with, I believe the X-Men is gold. There's one where the bottom like third of the book is black and white. Look out for those because those are significantly more expensive than this one. And this one's still like 15 bucks. Last but not least, well, not last of the raw books at least, we've got a book that I always look for in dollar bins, have never found one in a dollar bin before until now. We got X-Men 205. This is the end of the 90s run. Well, not the end. Well, I guess it changes in the hundreds to New X-Men, and then it changes to X-Men Legacy, and then back to X-Men. So I do think this is near the end of the run, if I remember correctly. But nonetheless, that's not important. What's important is this is the first appearance of Hope Summers. Great cover as well, featuring Mr. Sinister, and a $20 book that I found for 50 cents. You don't see that very often, and I always look for this book because I feel like this is one that people pass over all the time. And yeah, if you're lucky enough to find it for that cheap, definitely pick it up. Last but not least, we've got one slab from Phantasm. It's funny that I got one slab from each store, but that's just how it worked out. We've got Nice House on the Lake, #1, 9.8 white pages from CGC, and I love this book. I've talked about this book. Sorry, I'm trying to avoid the glare. I've talked about this book so much from a reading perspective as well as a possible potential speculation perspective because James Tynion properties, I can see them picking up steam and getting option. And this is just a phenomenal story for like a Netflix limited series. I would love to see this put to film. Anyway, I have a couple copies of this already, both in the 9.8 and high grade raw copies. But I couldn't pass up on picking up another one. This was marked at $80, but this store did have 25% off of Slabs. So I only paid $60 for this book right here. Very happy about that price. Awesome cover, awesome book. If you haven't read this one yet, it just came out like last year. I would get on it. It's still currently coming out. I think they're up to, issue 9 just came out or 10? I'm a couple issues behind on reading, but I definitely suggest you check this one out, especially if you're a horror fan or a Tynion fan. Anyway, I'm really happy with these two hauls from Free Comic Book Day, especially because I didn't even get into these stores until they had been open for a while. So I did not get first, second, third, fourth, or dibs or anything like that. The people that were there super early, I can't even imagine the kind of great deals they got if I still got this stuff later on in the day. I hope you enjoyed the video. Definitely give it a thumbs up for a like. Leave a comment down below. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. You won't regret it. And we're doing that 2,000 subscriber giveaway soon, so you don't want to miss out. Hit that bell for notifications. And don't forget to check out Instagram tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I'll be giving away a Batman 429. That's about it for today. So until next time, turn the page, wash your hands.